Hey everyone, you won't believe this, but for the first time, I actually got a request to review a movie. Yeah, it's right here. You reviewing Me Before You? I responded, if I get a chance, I will. Okay, I was forced into it. You should chick flick. Solid. Seriously, that's what he sent. But still, he wants me to review a movie. This is amazing. This is like a big step up for me. As a YouTuber, I actually got a request. But why would they make me want to watch this one? I don't really get it. Oh my god! I officially hate you, Josh. Hello and welcome back to another midnight showing. As always, I'm Kelly, and I just got out of Me Before You. And boy, let me put it like this. My final verdict on this one is an honest to God, fuck it. But that comes with a bit of a loaded asterisk. This is probably the best shot, best acted, and even kind of best written movie that's ever been considered for my worst movies of any list, period. It's just, wow. And honestly, it all just comes up at the ending. So, yeah, there's no jump cuts to this one. Don't worry about it. But, yeah, this is one of those movies that really, really doesn't know what the hell it's talking about or how to do it properly. So, yeah, for those who want no spoilers whatsoever, my final verdict is I fuck it. Do not indulge this movie. It has a sequel in books, I know, because I work at Target and I saw that sucker, to which I don't even know how they did that, but whatever. That book's probably 1,000 times better than this one, but that's neither here nor there. This movie is just god awful. Okay, so yeah, final verdict is a fuck it. Going into the spoilers, the ending is where this shit gets really, really fucking sick and stupid. I'm just gonna put it out there. This is a pro-suicide message movie in a romantic comedy tragedy. What? Yeah, I really can't believe that either, because it's just, wow. It's just one of those ones that just blows your mind. How could they not see what they were doing? And if they're going to go this route, I'm perfectly fine with movies being controversial or tackling controversial subjects. Like, this is basically a pro-choice movie. It's a guy's in a bad situation where there's really no hope of him ever getting better, so why not let him choose to end his life? And he even goes through a service in Switzerland to do it. I'm actually fine with controversial subjects like that, but they need to be done well. And here, they are not done well, because I had no sympathy whatsoever for this guy, at all, throughout this whole movie. He has a life that other people would kill for, but it sucks because he can't move his penis. And literally, that's the reasoning that he comes up with by the end of the movie. But that's basically it. So, yeah, this is a bad movie. It's offensive on a level that's almost incomprehensible at some times. The plot of the movie is basically your romantic comedy fluff. Girl gets a job, meets a guy who's a dick, and so slowly they start to work together. And I will say everything for Amelia Clark and Sam Claflin, I can't pronounce your name. I will say this. You guys did amazing. Acting-wise, they knew how to play their roles perfectly. And they're not very easy roles to play, especially for Sam Claflin. I'm just going to call him Finnick because that's what I know him from. I can't think of any other movie I've seen him in, so I'm just going to call him Finnick from Hunger Games. But yeah, Finnick literally has a role where the only thing he can move is his facial expressions. He can't even move his neck. He's got a little twitch inside of his thumb that he can use to move his robo chair, but that's it. He's completely paralyzed. He's with the exception of those parts of his body. And that is not an easy role to play. It kind of reminds me of Transcendence with Johnny Depp that came out a few years ago. Johnny Depp in that one, literally his whole part is he has to just sit there and act in front of a camera. They're not easy roles to play, and you can tell when they definitely couldn't get a scene quite right, but eventually they did, and that's the take they went with. But it's one of those ones, it's one of those roles that I imagine every actor wants to play at some point in their life because they want to prove that they can. And Finnick, you did a great job. Emilia Clarke, I know you as me from Doctor Who. I had a joke in mind about me going, me, you, but I thought that was stupid, so I'm not going to do it. Besides, people haven't watched Stargate in years. They wouldn't get it. So, yeah, I know you from me from Doctor Who. I know that you're also inside of Game of Thrones. I really need to catch up on that. I need to watch it. I know. I don't want to pirate it, and I don't have all of the seasons, nor do I have the money to jump on that because I'm dumping money on movies like this because, God damn it, I'm going to honor this request. I got a request. I'm going to honor it, so I'm reviewing it. But yeah, she did a great job inside of this. She tight ropes that line between really, really fucking annoying and really, really goddamn cute. She's really ditzy inside of this movie, and I don't want to understate that at all because, I mean, she's really, really ditzy. She doesn't really do sentences very well, I guess would be the best way to put it. She has this really weird way of getting under your skin. If I'd met this girl in real life, I kid you not, I would actually really like her. I really would. In fact, I probably more than like her because she does it. But I will admit, there is that dumbass smile you do. Where you just bring everything over the teeth. That face got annoying very fast. But with the exception of that face, she's actually she's just a nice girl. Really nice girl. She's supporting her whole family. She gets laid off of one job and then she has to find another one, which she does in the form of these rich people who want to hire her to be her son's caretaker, Phoenix. Basically feeding him, giving him a bath every now and then. They have a personal physician, so she won't have to worry about any of the medical sides of things unless something goes wrong. But yeah, that's basically her role in all of this, is her caretaker. And Finnick is an asshat. An understandable asshat. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would be an asshat too if I literally had to have someone else wipe my ass every time I go to the bathroom. But the best joke in this movie was from him when they first meet up. And she doesn't know anything about him whatsoever. So he instantly starts playing like he can't move his muscles right. I don't know what the disease is called that does it, but you know what I'm talking about when there's and you just see Emilia Clarke's face go from, it really is like the best joke in the movie. But yeah, it's just the whole premise is just them learning to get to live with each other, and she's got to stick through this job because, well, her family is depending on her, and he is just trying to learn not to be an asshole anymore, to actually give a shit. And yeah, this is a pretty good setup for a good rom-com. You know, have a good fun time with everybody. You know, we get the comedy bits, especially with them back and forth, which have been pretty entertaining throughout the movie. And then, yeah, it just goes completely out of left field where he apparently tried to kill himself. And just to give you the level of stupidity of this, she notices that Finnick tried to kill himself because he has a scar on his wrist. In how many ways is that dumb? Well, let's see. Remember how I said that he was paralyzed completely, that he can only move his face and his thumb? What did he do to slice his wrist? Answer me this. Did he somehow get a hold of like a pin or a razor blade, somehow stick it to his thumb and wait for someone to put him inside of this position so he could sit there and slice it? It doesn't make any sense. If he was trying to commit suicide, he has control of a finger. Most people in hospitals will give him the button so that he can press for pain meds or something. Have him try to overdose on pain meds. There's ways of doing that kind of stuff, especially with how much he's been in and out of hospitals. But he tried to slit his wrist when it was made quite clear that in his accident that a motorcycle hit him, which is really weird that the person who got hit with the motorcycle is the one paraplegic rather than the motorcyclist. But that's neither here nor there. It's possible. I'll give you that. It's different. It's just kind of weird. They made it clear that right after the accident, they went through all the physical therapy, and all he was ever able to get was that right there. How did he slice his wrist on his opposite hand? I'm not kidding. This is the hand that he had the scar on. So how? What? God, there's so many little stupid holes like that. Going into Emilia Clarke's stupidity holes just for a second, I just find it hilarious that we're supposed to feel sympathetic for her family when her family are all jackasses. And yeah, they're nice enough people. They help with stuff. They're really nice to the guy when he invites him over for Amelia's dinner. Lou Clark's dinner. I'm going to start calling her by her character name. I have a little cheat sheet here, as you can see. But Lou Clark, they invite her, Finnick, over for this, for her birthday. And, they're all nice enough people. And they're just as ditzy as her by, offering to shake hands with the paraplegic guy who can't move his hand. There's stuff like that. But, it's believable. But yeah, remember how I said that this girl is supporting her whole family? Yeah, beforehand there were two people working. It was Lou and her sister, who was played by Jenna Coleman from Doctor Who, which, can I just say, it's really weird to have half of your actors from Doctor Who? Is the acting pool in England not that big? Because I've seen all these guys in Doctor Who, and a lot of these people in Doctor Who, I'm just saying it's a little distracting. But yeah, her sister wants to get out and go back to the college and get her degree and move out of this stupid little town. So when Lou gets this job with the super rich people to babysit, basically, Jenna Coleman takes this opportunity to say, I'm leaving, have fun supporting the family. Never mind, there's a mother and a father and another sibling, and a grandpa, all inside of this house together, and apparently they can't find work anywhere, which is a plot point for the dad, because apparently he got laid off years ago, and that's why they're supporting the family. She found a job after she was laid off in 2 or 3 weeks. What the hell are you doing? You are the father. You are the guy who's supposed to put the bacon on the table. You're sitting on your ass. Granted, he does get a job by the end of the movie, which is given to him by Finnick to, I kid you not, maintenance his castle. Yeah, I said castle. Yeah, so basically she finds out that he wants to kill himself, and there was actually a 6-month time limit he worked out with his parents. He gave him 6 months if he could change his mind on not trying to kill himself. If so, then they would actually help him by taking him to a special service in Switzerland. Okay, so he doesn't feel the need to live anymore. That's fine. This is good drama. We can get some good story potential out of this. I'm more than happy to go along with it. And then we get the whole, she's trying to get him to see life again, in which they actively admit they fall in love with each other. This guy is, I kid you not, living in his mansion that's set up right next to his castle with so much expendable income that he has basically every amenity you'd want, every TVs, DVDs, blah, blah, blah. He could pay girls to come and be with him at all times. He could literally take a trip to Paris and Hawaii on any notice whatsoever without working, even though he's good at his job, and he can still do his job because all they need to do is have him make decisions. It's not like they need to do any hands-on work. Sorry if that's offensive to the player paraplegic, but again, he has a life that people would kill for, yet he's willing to kill himself. If he's depressed, that's fine. That's a story element that we can work with. The problem is that even after not being depressed anymore and going through all of these changes where we actually do see him and Lou get together and grow and just really care about each other in a "aww, that's cute" kind of way, he still wants to kill himself, on top of which he wants her to watch. You can see why I'm starting to think this is a little on the offensive side. I'm sorry, I cannot give two shits about this guy or his problems, especially when, in reality, the only thing he can't do is hump her, which he actually does bring up when he's explaining to why he's still going to do it. If he was himself, and again, if he actually could, the things that he would do to her, oh, the things that he could do to her. Again, it's just, sex is not the only thing life is about. I'm sorry. The whole point of this movie is that life got hard for this guy, and now he wants to kill himself. That is literally the point of the movie, and I can't get behind this at all. It is just so offensive to even consider. When life gives you lemons, well, apparently you can't make lemonade, so go ahead and kill yourself, man. It's not worth it. You know, you could have sold those lemons because you're enough of a hustler that I'm sure someone would have bought them for 10 times what they gave you, and you probably could have found something. You know, medical advancements happen all the time. I'm sure if you actually, wait it out, eventually you'll get your sight back. I mean, hell, in Star Trek, all they have to do to fix spinal cord injuries is take out your spine and replace it with a new one. So, there are options here. That's all I'm saying. And instead, he just kills himself, and it's supposed to seem kind of a tragic romance by the end of it, and I cannot even begin to tell you how much this pisses me off. Oh, God, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. It's so stupid. There are holes in the logic everywhere inside of this film, and although it's acted, and it was really nice to see Neville Longbottom again, the guy that played Neville Longbottom in Harry Potter, he, grew, to 6'6", and he is ripped. Not super big, but I mean like tone thin and kind of ripped. That kind of lean muscular that he's still a guy I wouldn't want to get into a fight with, because I'm pretty sure that he hit me 5 times before I can even touch him. But yeah, it was nice to see him inside of it, even though he is as much of a prick as everybody else in the movie. Seriously, he is Lou's boyfriend before she ends up cheating. Because they never actually do break up inside of the movie. They might actually break up in the book, but they never actually do in the movie. She's cheating on Neville Longbottom here. But let me put Neville's characterization in perspective. He is a jock. He cares only about 2 things: running and getting on an Olympic team. To the point where they were supposed to go on a holiday together, which he actually changes to, let's go to Norway so I can do this super awesome Olympic tryout thing, and then after we're done with that, then we can go do sightseeing and shit. He actually does use that same line, sightseeing and shit. I'm sorry, why is she with Neville again? This guy is a jackass who doesn't give 2 shits about her at all. Hell, when her birthday comes along, he has a dick measuring contest with the paraplegic guy, because the paraplegic guy actually listened to her and gave her what she wanted, which was her stupid bumblebee tights again. It was something that she told him that she liked and that she really wanted, because this girl clearly has a thing for fashion. I use that word very loosely because I'm pretty sure that nobody would consider what she does fashion inside of the movie, especially if you work in the fashion department. But what does Neville get her? He gets her a piece of jewelry. Oh, good. It's a nice little heart with his name in the middle. okay, that's kind of weird. I mean, look at my necklace for a second here. This is the Sleeping Lion heart. I wear this necklace because it's from one of my favorite games, and it represents the kind of lesson from the game to me. It's why I wear it. He got her a heart with his name in the middle, rather than, maybe like one of those lockets where it's like a piece type thing, where he's always got his half and she's got her his kind of like thing. Or, I don't know, just get her a necklace with a heart on it that clearly meant that you do care about her, and it clearly isn't an ego thing that you had to put your name in the middle. He's written to be a jackass. Do you see where I'm going with this? Everybody in her life is a jackass, but she's such a nice person that everyone takes advantage of her. Until she meets the genuine jackass in the movie, and he realizes, yeah, maybe I don't need to be as much of a jackass. We can have fun and talk and laugh and have as much of an intellectual relationship as a physical one. Again, this is... I'm sorry, but this is kind of offensive to me, especially when I saw this same type of love dynamic happen inside of the intimidation game. I keep saying that word wrong. With Benedict Cumberbatch and Keira Knightley. They would never have a physical relationship. Sure, he's gay and she's not, but they clearly do still care for each other and have an intellectual relationship. That was what the tragedy was when he tried to break it off with her so that he could protect her from all of the government shit that he got them into. That was the tragedy there. Bringing into this one, what's the tragedy here? He's a selfish douchebag who still wants to kill himself. This movie is just... okay, I can't keep talking about it. So yeah, my final verdict is an honest to God, fuck it. It does not deserve your money or your time. Maybe the sequel of her actually trying to deal with the fact that her love committed suicide could find some kind of emotional thing and maybe give some redeeming factors to Patrick, because I imagine that's who she's going to end up with again, unless they introduce another character, which is beyond me. Maybe that could actually have some dramatic weight. Maybe there's even weight inside of this controversial subject. Hell, how about this? How about you give him control of one arm and he still ends up killing himself, but leaving a heartfelt note about how he doesn't want her to get tied down to him, knowing full well that his condition's only going to get worse and eventually he's going to die because they're not going to get the pneumonia he keeps getting because his immune system is just so wonky because he can't move around. Eventually he's going to die like that, and he doesn't want to see her doing it. So he kills himself on a date when she's off doing whatever, and she, to relieve herself. Yeah, so it would have been selfish of him, but at least I could see him thinking about about Lou, about the person that he loves, instead of him goddamn self because he can't bang her properly. God, it just... I heard this was supposed to be a tearjerker. I did not I did not tear up. I had nothing. Call me a heartless bastard here, but the guy killed himself rather selfishly. That doesn't make me sad or so happy that I'm going to cry. It pisses me off. It pisses me off so much that I can't... This is one of the worst films of this year so far for me. Granted, I have missed a lot. I'll admit that because of my own medical stuff. I missed a lot, and maybe this won't actually be on the considering if I actually watched all those things, which I might. We'll see. It's just, yeah, I can't. This is just it. This is just shit. So yeah, my final verdict is fuck it, and that's it for me. Did you see or read Me Before You? Am I completely full of shit? Tell me what you thought about it in the comments below. Maybe we'll get some healthy discussion going, which is more than this movie apparently did. And as always, if you liked what you see, be sure to hit the like button, share button, and subscribe for some more. If you want to, follow me on Twitch and Twitter, like me on Facebook, and yeah, that's it for me, so I'll see you all next time.